Kendall.
And I'm Elle, and we're here to show you how to make polvorones.
Which are Puerto Rican sugar cookies.
So the first step to make your polvorones is to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Your next step for making polvorones is to take half a cup of Crisco, which is half of one of these Crisco sticks, a whole stick of butter, or half cup butter,
At room temperature.
at room temperature, half cup of granulated sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla, which I'm gonna pour right into here.
Next, you want to mix them all together so that there are no lumps. You can stop mixing when it's creamy and has no lumps.
Okay, so now you're going to fold in 2 cups of all-purpose flour into your mixture, 1/2 cup at a time, using a sifter. Okay, so to sift, you're gonna pour your half cup flour into like a little strainer and smack it so there's no lumps. You don't want any lumps in your flour. And you're gonna do this a half cup at a time until you have reached 2 cups of flour. And once you get your flour in, you're just gonna wanna mix it. You're gonna mix the flour in so it's not very lumpy. You're gonna do this in between every half cup. Next, you're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of milk. If you feel that your mixture is kind of crumbly and separated, you can add a little bit more milk, but not too much. Then you should immediately stir so your mixture can come together. So now you're going to take your dough out of the bowl and mix it into 1 large ball. A good tip is to spray your hands with Pam so that it doesn't stick to your hands as much as it sticks to Ken. While this ball of dough rests, you can take a can of Crisco, not your Crisco sticks, and you're going to take a baking paintbrush and cover your whole cookie sheet in Crisco. If you don't have one of these pastry brushes, you can use a paper towel to lightly spread it on, but you want to make sure that you're not soaping up all the Crisco as you're using it. So now using your sifter, you're going to want to sift the flour onto the pan. The Crisco helps the flour stick, and the flour helps the cookies not stick when you want to take them out of the oven and off of the tray onto a cooling rack. Taking the excess flour, shake it out over a sink. You don't want to have extra flour because then it just makes the cookies kind of gross. Now, you're going to take your big ball of cookie dough and break it into about a teaspoon of dough. Roll it out, plop it on your cookie tray, and squish a thumbprint or fingerprint right down in the middle so you have a big indentation. If you don't feel like using your thumb, you can also just use the bottom of a teaspoon and then make your own little bowl. After you've cleaned your teaspoon, you can spoon out some sprinkles and put them in the little holes that you have made. This is optional, but recommended, because if you try to put the sprinkles on after they're baked, they won't stick. So this is going to be your final product. You can now take your cookies and put them into your oven.
Next, you want to set a timer for 15 minutes.
The cookies can take 15 to 18 minutes, so we generally start at 15 minutes, and if it needs more time, you can just add more time. Wait, did we make this mess? Next step is to clean up your hot mess.
Timer goes off, you need to check on your cookies.
You can use this by using a toothpick and poking your cookie to see if dough comes off. Is it clean?
They're not ready.
Now it's been 1.5 minutes, so we're going to open our oven, and using your tester or a toothpick, you can poke your cookies. If the tester comes out clean, meaning there's no dough on it, the cookies are ready. So the cookies are ready. I'm going to take the cookie sheet out of the oven and onto the top of my stove. When your cookies cool or are not super hot, you can take a spatula and place them on a cooling rack so they can cool down. So now for a little bit of decoration, you can take some powdered sugar and sprinkle them on your cookies. So now your cookies are decorated and ready to eat. I didn't mean literally. You're supposed to say, I'm Kendall. Kendall, you say, I'm Kendall. And I'm Elle, and we're going to be showing you how to make polvorones. Kendall! So the first step for making polvorones is to preheat the oven to 375 degrees.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah, we're at my house. Half a cup of granulated sugar. good at this.
We are idiots.
Our blooper reel is gonna be longer than our
the
actual video.
The flower. Is that a song?
So now, using a can. Wow, Kendall. Are you trying to make bloopers? Do time lapses record vids? Do time lapses record audio? Because we just talked through that whole thing.
I hope not, because if they did and they heard us laughing, they would sound like.
After you using a clean teaspoon,
Yeah.
you can. Kendall, stop talking! What are you doing? Do you have to pee or something? Kendall.
No.